Hey guys, Cole here. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. We've got the 10x champions that will be offered tomorrow. We're gonna have the summoning event starting for the Fusion, alright? Where you need to just summon based on the quality of your shards. You'll be getting points for getting this Fusion champion, which I will be trying to summon, but I'm not actively trying to get any of these 10x champions. Not that they're not good, but I have most of them, alright? Let's get started with the list. It's gonna be Tumisia for the Void champions. Tumisia is a fantastic champion that provides both a stun but also an HP burn. Let's have a look at her. She's sitting right here in the Skinwalkers tab. She's got the stun and the HP burn on targets with 50% turn meter or more. This is fantastic for the spider dungeon. She's also got a big damaging hit here with her A3. I've actually done a showcase on Tumisia in the past, so you can definitely check it out, where she can actually solo spider 20. But I don't farm spider 20 personally, so I use her for spider 25 instead. She's also got a defense down the A1, 100% chance to apply this if the target is under an HP burn debuff. So works great if you already apply your HP burn debuffs. And she's got this fantastic passive. Whenever an ally receives a freeze debuff, has a 50% chance of replacing it with an HP burn debuff for 2 turns instead. So instead of CCing your allies, the enemy will just HP burn them, which is totally fine, because freeze is much worse. It basically forces you to lose a turn. So overall, Tumisia, fantastic void. Not that you should be opening your voids during 10x's, it's just if you want to consider opening them right now for Tumisia, then well, this is the time. The 10x events are always the time if you're looking for a specific champion, really, since well, 2x 10x's would be the best chance, but we don't have them so often. Alright, it's only on very specific champions. So let's have a look at the rest of them. Although, let me just show you quickly Tumisia and my spider team, just so you guys understand what she does. So this is my team. Of course, Yumeko is great there. She's a reset champion. You can still build this team with a renegade, just saying. But let's just have a look at what Tumisia does compared to others. Alright, so Tumisia will go after the cold hearts, I believe. And she'll just stun and HP burn. Look at that. Look at all those stuns and the HP burn, which enables Tumisia. And then we're gonna have, you know, boom, and then boom. That's it. 18 seconds. Usually it's faster. I can do 14 seconds sometimes. It all depends on how it rolls. But Tumisia, fantastic hero. So the overall 10x here, the idea is 10x on stun champion. So Fushan is going to be the next one. Fushan, the one that's offered also through the token trader if you've got dupes. So I don't have Fushan, so I might get lucky and get him since it's a non-dupe instead of using my dupes to get him through the tokens. I'm still waiting for more champions through tokens. Play him, right? It's a good champion, really good one. Goes along well with Demitha and Ares in that Myth-Fu team. If you've ever seen that team before, it's basically, he allows, because of the speed lead, he allows for a much lower speed requirement to build that 3-to-1 speed ratio on the damage dealer's team. And yeah, really strong also in terms of damage. He's got a very solid stun in an AoE double hitting attack, right? Each hit has a 35% chance if you book it out, right? 35% chance to stun, pretty solid when it's 2 hits, all right? And then attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns. Fantastic A3 as well. So overall, Fushan, fantastic in the sense of, how many times did I say fantastic? In the sense of just being a great damage dealer, great aura. One of the highest ones, I believe, for all battles, 24%. So if you don't get him through the 10x, you can still get him from the tokens. It's just he's just there forever for now. All right. Next one is Astrolon. Astrolon goes very well with Countess Lex if you have both of them. So Astrolon, I had him in the past. I consider him like not such a good champion, but I've reconsidered my stance to it because this stun is a fantastic skill to have. Remove all buffs from the targets under veil or perfect veil buffs, and then places a weakened debuff on enemies who have veil or perfect veil buffs removed, then attacks all enemies. So great for removing specific buffs, and then also has a 100% chance to stun if you book him out, right? Fantastic skill, great skill to have. 100% chance to stun. It's something that you always want to consider when using against specific situations because it's a very good crown control. Has no chance to fail because it's 100% chance, except for being a weak hit. So I think very, very solid if you want to use him as like your stun champion, but there's others who of course do way more damage than him, but he provides this stun which actually ups his value a little bit, especially if you don't kill somebody. At least if you stun him after it, you know that you'll have another chance to hit him again. Great overall kit, very strong A1 and A2, and overall I think Astrolon works very well if you also have the partner champion. If you want to be using him, it's not that on his own he doesn't do well, is that I feel like these partner champions work fantastic, work so good when they're paired together with the champion that gives them a little bit more, like Sifi and Rotos become so great together. Next one is Big Gun, another champion that I don't have. I think Plarium saw that I don't have these champions yet 3 years into playing Raid, and actually thought, okay, let's just try give coldbrew these champions. Well, he has to open the shards, but we'll try to give them to him. So A2 is where his stun is, attacks all enemies, 30% chance of placing the stun. This goes all the way to 50% chance, but I think overall Big Gun, it's fantastic that he has this skill, which also reduces the Terminator and decrease speed. Overall, Big Gun has the kit that you're looking for if you're starting out the game. You're looking for stuns, you're looking for as many debuffs as possible in order to fill in your team and have a team that is possible to push through and progress. Big Gun allows for that, and he can also farm the Nightmare campaign. I haven't done a showcase on him because obviously I don't have him to enable myself to do that, but he has a great kit. I've seen him do great amount of damage. He was one of the first champions to clear the Nightmare campaign, and then of course once gear started to become more frequent to have like better gear, especially with the sets from the Doom Tower, other champions rose up and could farm it in 6 or 7 seconds. So Big Gun actually fell off a little bit, but he's still very, very strong. Next one is gonna be the epics. Okay, epics does stun. I think this is the best time to push for getting specific epics if you're looking for some more Hydra damage. All right, Husk damage and utility overall skyrocketed with the Hydra, and especially with the latest patch on Hydra, which allowed it for one of the heads to be provoked, for the annoying head, which cleanses the whole team. This provoke is great because it's a solid chance if you book it out. And then also he's got this stun move which does enemy max HP damage. So the stun doesn't work for the Hydra, but it's still a very good damage, although not on par with what Royal Guard does. It's still a very strong skill to have and a very good chance to stun. So great utility, provoke and stun. Works very well for the undead hordes and works again very well for Hydra. So getting this guy will be the key for you to push. Let's say if you're doing normal right now, you can definitely push for the hard version of Hydra once you get 1 or 2 copies of this guy. I mean, I've got 3 of them. I've got 3 Royal Guards. That's me just building lots of teams for the Hydra, but definitely a solid epic to be offered. Then we've got Armina. Armina, I used her in my season 1 of the free-to-play account. Very strong defense down that she has, and also steal of the Terminator under decreased defense. I like that. She also has the decreasing Terminator of all enemies by 20% and 100% chance when this is booked to place a stun on enemies who have their Terminators fully depleted. This is a very specific stun. I don't like it for that reason, because to fully deplete the Terminator is not as easy as, you know, Cold Heart, which has a fully deplete Terminator kind of skill. She doesn't have that. Armina doesn't have it. So the enemy has to be already at low Terminator for the stun to happen. But if it does, it will be very strong because it's gonna lose their turns because of that. And she's got the stun on the A1 as well, 45% chance when booked. Overall, she's okay. She's the worst one on the list, if I'm being honest right now. Then we've got Magnar. Magnar is very, very good. You guys know him as a great nuker, but he also has, well, let's see, the stun. Has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn on enemies under HP burn debuffs. Not the reason why he's used. He's not used for the stuns. He's used for the double hitting attack, for the extra hit on enemies without HP burns. So we use him specifically without the HP burn. If we want to apply the HP burn, we're going to lose out on the extra hit, but we'll have a chance to stun, which is only 50% chance. This is not why he's used, and he's not going to be used in stuff like, let's say, the spider, because you don't want to kill the small spiders usually. When you stun them and you have HP burn on them, you want the spiderlings to stay alive as much as possible, so they take turns and use the HP burn debuff that they have on them to kill their other spiderlings and the big spider. So I would say go for Magnar, or try to summon him if you get Magnar, but don't use him for the stun. Use him for everything else, like the big burst potential that he has. There's like, I want to say at least 100 videos out on Magnar already, not by me, but overall, yeah, on YouTube. And then finally we got the king of the spider, Miscreated Monster. I think Miscreated Monster is underrated now in 2022. When he was released, he was so good. He was the #1 champion used, but people don't realize still the value of Miscreated Monster because of his stuns. This is a very short cooldown skill, a 3-turn cooldown, when you also have a big shield provided to your whole team for 3 turns. This is what helps you push from Spider 1 all the way to Spider 25. He can still be used for Spider 25. I haven't seen many teams using him, but he can still be used because you still tank the damage, you apply the stuns, you get a lot out of Miscreated Monster being an epic. He works so well also for the Doom Tower, for the Scarab boss. If you're still having issues with that, the shield is a 3-turn cooldown, 3-turn duration, definitely helps you out with that. He's got ally protection. He applies a fear when he is hit, when enemies are hit, when the ally protection is up. And then he also has an A1 which can apply a decreased defense and also a stun on targets that are eligible for a stun. I've used it in my team before, which I showcased, which beat all dungeons. Like one team that can beat all dungeons. I've used Miscreated Monster in that one. So this was the showcase, guys. All of these champions are good. Even 2 of them are not in my index. Like I don't have them. So Fushan and Begun, I will be summoning just because of the fusion. I'm still working on that one, and we'll see how that goes. I think I am, yeah, close to finishing the 2nd of the epics. Then I'll need 2 more epics to finish the whole thing with 10 days remaining. This was the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.